I'm Makia.
I'm Ashley.
And you're listening to
Hearts in Dramaland.
We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, guys. We're still working on this intro. Practice makes perfect.
Yes. And welcome to podcast number
25.
Woo! So we are back with another K-pop podcast, but we will still be kind of giving a little bit tidbits on K-dramas as well.
Just because we haven't been watching a lot of K-dramas is why we're not splitting it up at the moment. Usually, like we had said a couple podcasts back, that we would split K-dramas and K-pop separately. But right now, we've got a lot more K-pop, and we're not watching or have as much to talk about with the K-dramas.
Right.
Or dramas in general.
Right. Other than, since the last podcast, I did knock out Lawless Lawyer, which I would recommend if you're into the lawyer type drama. The couple, like I said in the last part, kind of is an open book. They don't really hide too much from each other. It's a nice story, and the actors in it, are seasoned actors, and they deserve everything they got, because that drama was acted very well from everybody. I don't really know much what else to say about it other than if you like the cast, I think you'll enjoy the drama. The story's pretty good. Not too, flashy or surprises along the way. But I feel like once you're a seasoned drama watcher, certain things don't surprise you as easily as other people. And also, I've started Sweet Dreams, the Chinese drama that I mentioned in the last podcast. I basically spent my last off day binge watching that and got to episode 20 in that day, and now I'm on episode 30 something. I don't remember the exact.
You watched 20 episodes in one day?
Just about. Almost.
Dang.
Or in a day and a half, because I spent most of my Saturday. I started it like late when I got off late one night, and then I think I watched like 4 episodes that night, and then when I was off that day, I kind of watched the rest. Took breaks here and there, but I haven't had a marathon drama watching like that in so long, and it felt good.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of popular too, the drama. I know it says it's gotten a lot of recognition for its story quality and all that stuff, and production quality. It's very cheesy and very remnants of K-drama. So if you are very into K-dramas and haven't touched on Chinese dramas, I feel like this will be a good segue drama, because it kind of has a lot of remnants of K-drama style storytelling. I watched it on Vicky's, but available on both Drama Fever and Vicky. And watching it on Vicky, I will have to say though, watching the first few episodes, I had to turn the comments off, because people were like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cheesy. Oh my gosh, this is so cheesy. Oh my gosh, I can't take the cheese." Why are you watching dramas then? Like, I feel like that's part of the factor of watching any Asian drama.
Right.
Especially if it's having to deal with romance, it's gonna be cheesy.
Right.
I'm just like, why are you...
I think Taiwanese take the cake for cheesiness, though. I haven't watched a ton of modern day Chinese dramas, but Taiwanese definitely take the cake for cheesiness, in my opinion.
And this is actually my first go at a modern day Chinese romance drama. I've watched 2 other Chinese dramas that are modern day, but they were cop based stories, so it wasn't romance heavy. So this is my first one into that realm, and I like it. It's a nice little twist. Yes, it can be cheesy, but the premise of the story is of them meeting in a dream. And honestly, the most cheesiest parts of the story are the dream sequence, which make sense to me. So, and it's like, that's why I'm like, and that's when all the complainings that were out during the dream sequences. I'm sorry, whose dreams, or at least romantic dreams, aren't a little slightly cheesy?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But if you are into that, or even if you like the actress or the actor, because I know he's kind of popular too, but not necessarily as popular as her.
Right.
Because he's more new into Dramaland than she is, I think, if I remember correctly. So, but they still have a decent fan base each. So if you like either one of them, or even somewhat interested in either one of them, I would say check out the drama, especially if you like romance. And other than that, that's all I've been kind of killing lately. Oh yeah, and What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, that ends this week. Just the last episode, I think, got posted yesterday or the day before. I have to watch last week's and this week's episodes, but I'm loving it still, so I recommend that one.
I saw the rumor, well, I don't know if it's a rumor, I didn't read the article, I just saw the little headline that the Park siblings, like I called them last podcast, are dating. They've been dating for 3 years. Somebody said
That was the article, and it was posted by all K-pop, so I was taking it with a grain of salt.
Right.
And then immediately after, some people posted it, but then like an hour later when I checked it, because I got the notification when I was at work. When I checked again, both sides had denied that they were dating.
For 3 years, though. For 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when the article came out, like, okay, so they started dating during the drama. But then the article's like, no, they've been dating secretly for 3 years. Ain't no way, because there's so many other couples y'all done released after they've been dating for 3 months. Ain't no way they had that type of connect where they could date for 3 years and nobody revealed nothing. Because there's never been no speculation, rumors in the past or anything before that. So that didn't make any sense to me. I feel like they were just throwing that out there because they had such good chemistry.
Yeah, maybe.
And I will say this as someone who was very much a fan of Park Min Young, and loved her in Healer. And she's had controversial romance stories from her partners.
Just
before.
about in every romantic drama she's been in, she's had some kind of...
Where it's news come out that she's dating her co-star.
It's like they want her to date.
Right. The only one that we
all want them to date. We ship them. That's why we like the drama.
Right.
But in real life, they're different people.
Right. And I think the only one that she actually admitted to was Lee Min Ho, and by the time it was really out and anything, they kind of said they were broken up, months later?
Her and Lee Min Ho were in a drama together before, when they were in high school.
Right.
I forget the name of it. Top was in it too.
Was it I Am Sam?
Yeah, I Am Sam. He was in they're in I Am Sam together.
Right. So and then when she did Healer, it was rumors, but I think it didn't get to the point of it being articles. It was more so a lot of the fandom was kind of hoping that they will date in real life.
But I think people they hide it mainly because there's a lot of backlash from fans. They're his fans, mainly the guys' fans, will bash her and all this kind of ridiculous stuff.
Right.
It's like, come on, guys. These are real people. Let them live. Let them date. And if they don't work out, they don't work out. They'll move on. You know what I mean?
And honestly, I would say for a slight second, I was like, okay, if they are dating, I'll be no problems. Boo boo, y'all cute, whatever. But I was gonna be slightly hurt. But like, so what was wrong with Chi Jang-wook? Why couldn't you date him after Healer? I'm just saying, Park Soo-joon is cool and all, but I'm just saying, what's wrong with Chi Jang-wook? But I'm just saying, it's Healer. But we're not going to go there.
You stick a little hit there.
I did. For a slight second, I felt slightly salty just for on the Healer fandom side. But because I knew she had the last...
he's probably not her type. Because from Running Man and like other interviews, he's a complete dork.
He is. Park Soo-joon probably is more so her type in real life. Granted, I don't know what her real type is because she said it before, but I don't remember what she said in articles what her ideal type is. But yeah, Chi Jang-wook is a big dork. Period.
Right.
Park Soo-joon is a dork.
Ifs, ands, or buts.
Right. Park Soo-joon he's a dork, but not as dorky as Chi Jang-wook. So I could see it.
He's the type of dork that makes you giggle, though.
Right. So I don't know, but yeah. So either of those dramas that I've mentioned, I would recommend for any K-drama fans out there to watch. And what have you got going on?
Well, you guys know I'm fickle, but I started a new drama, Mr. Sunshine with Lee Bong-han. It's a huge production. You can tell that a lot of money has went to the production. Just from the first 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's all I have to say. I had to like literally sit. I was laying down in bed watching it. And I was like, okay, let me not get too much high expectations from this. But I was like, I know if he's in it, it's gonna be good. Because he's not about to. Let me stop saying finna. He's not about to do a drama or a movie that's mediocre.
Right.
So the story will be good. The acting will be good. So I expected that. I was just hoping that production wise and my urge to keep watching would stay there, and it is. I've already watched 2 episodes and I really like it. And I don't know the leading lady. She's really pretty. When I first saw the adult version of her on screen, I was like, dang, she looks really young. But then I slowly got used to her face, and I was like, okay, she didn't look as young, but I know they want her to look young because she's only supposed to be like 18.
Right. Freshly an adult.
Right. But I really enjoyed the story so far. It's got a reminiscence of Bridal Mask, or what was it called in Korean? Because they used to say Toxical or something. Something
I
used to
forget.
say.
It's been
Yeah,
so long. I used to be able to scream it out.
Right,
It's been so
right.
long since
Bridal
Mask.
Mask. So
But yeah.
it's got the feels of Bridal Mask with rebels trying to get people who are trying to take down Joseon out of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of like the rebels within the city that are trying to get the people who are trying to take over or basically drown Joseon out. You know, trying to throw them under the bus or kill them, basically.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting. It's a lot happened in the first episode. When I say a lot, usually, like, I think it's only gonna be 16 episodes, and Netflix, which is where I'm watching it, is only doing it week to week, so there's only 2 episodes. So that surprised me. I've seen Netflix where they do like new episodes this week or new episodes coming.
Right, and they'll upload like a bunch at a time.
Right, but they're only doing 2 episodes, and I'm just like, wow, Netflix, that's what you're doing now?
Right, Netflix is trying to get their helm on Asian dramas in general, I feel like. Because Hulu used to have that, but Hulu has more than cut down more than half of their Asian drama library, and I don't think they've updated it recently, to my knowledge.
Right, and I think because people aren't paying to watch it as much, they pay to watch the other stuff, and then Hulu has so many commercials. While Netflix, you can just watch stuff straight through.
And
so
then
I don't
Hulu
mind
wasn't keeping
for
up. To me, Hulu wasn't
Netflix.
wasn't keeping up with up-to-date dramas as frequently.
Yeah.
And then they would keep the old ones on, which is good because that's honestly, I can't front on Hulu. Hulu was actually what got me into initially clicking play and watching dramas.
Right.
I just feel like they didn't keep up with that momentum and let other people overtake them and not to keep up with that type of quality.
Right.
So,
but yeah, Netflix is definitely stepping up their game. Not with just Asian dramas, but with shows altogether because they're getting newer movies.
Right. They're like just getting faster or getting up-to-date quality stuff.
Right. And they did a survey a couple months back, maybe last year sometime. Now, I've been with Netflix for years. So they sent out, a survey for everyone, basically. Mm-hmm. And it said, what kind of shows do you like? Do you wish that there were newer shows? They were basically trying to see what people want. And based off this survey, this is what we got. This is Netflix that we got. And I don't mind it. Although I pay $9.99 a month for 2 screens in HD, I don't mind because I feel like I can click on Netflix and I'm quicker to find something to watch than I would on Hulu. Just because I'm like, well, I have to watch this and then I have to wait for commercials,
right?
And then they expire on Hulu sometimes.
They do.
So I'm not paying for Hulu anymore at the moment. I paid for a while, but I'm definitely using Netflix, and Netflix is really stepping up their game with their own shows. Mm-hmm. So the Mr. Sunshine says Netflix original,
right? So basically, Netflix has a hand in the production quality,
right. So I'm enjoying it, and hopefully I find some more dramas like that where I can just binge watch. Because even though I can't binge watch Mr. Sunshine at the moment, there's more than half episodes up, so I think I'll be all right.
Right, and I don't know, like with Netflix, I feel like the only thing I was a little wary about because they had that first drama that came out, or was it through Vicky? Was that the one through Vicky where it was like a K-drama fan went into K-drama?
No, that was Vicky.
Okay.
Vicky
but
on
I think
BS,
Hulu,
and that's why I don't watch on Vicky anymore.
I think Netflix put it up though, and I was just like, no, don't do that because that's not that I can't even judge it because I didn't watch it. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't. But I could tell from the little snippets and previews that is not a good representation of what K-dramas are. And this may sound bad, but coming from someone of color, watching another non-person of color be an Asian drama, it's a little bothersome to me. And a lot of times, even because especially...
Then who else would they put in it?
Did the drama fan had to be the typical white girl?
But that's what they're gonna do,
right? And that's my problem. And my thing is, you throw in a typical person like that, but then the quality of the story doesn't really match it with how Asian dramas are or anything like that. Because
it's very Americanized,
right?
Most of the people in it spoke English,
and that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't. I feel like if you're gonna pull stuff from that, I feel like that was a cop out.
Yeah. Just like how they did the Boys Over Flowers, the American version.
That I refuse to watch that because especially at the time when that came out, and even still to this day, I kind of still say Boys Over Flowers was like one of my top favorite dramas. Even though it's very cliche and a lot of stuff in it is problematic, but from the time it came out, it was a very popular drama, and it's still a lot of gateway dramas for a lot of new K-drama fans. But when that came out, I was like, okay, I might be interested. But the more information I found out about this, I was like, oh, hell no. There's too many aspects of Boys Over Flowers that's very into Asian culture or Korean culture in general.
That won't
transfer to American culture. So you trying to make a story like that Americanized is not going to work. You could take other dramas. But Boys Over Flowers and certain other dramas have very heavily Korean culture in it or stuff that we wouldn't take on the American side that they may not necessarily take in Asian culture in general, but what they permit in their entertainment, we don't necessarily permit here. Like bullying, they kind of put it on the TV shows and dramas. Not so much now, but it's still kind of a lot about high school stories have to deal with bullying, which it happens. But American television shows, I don't think they would let it play out the way it did in Boys Over Flowers.
Definitely not. So, it'd have been an issue, and parents, if it aired anywhere, parents would probably complain about it. Just like they complained about Skins that was on MTV.
Right. And
they couldn't take that.
And that was already even watered down from the original UK Skins.
Because UK Skins went for like 5 seasons.
And it was traumatic for all 5. I watched all 5.
But I think the first 4 seasons, the first one with Tony as the lead, and then the next 2 seasons with Effie as the lead, those were dark.
Right. The last season, I think, because they realized the other previous seasons were so dark, is why they tried to make it not as dark.
Right.
But it still dealt with a lot of
drugs and
story,
sex.
right, and story stuff that teens actually still deal with, but they didn't make it, I don't know, I guess as life traumatic stories as they did the previous
it's like
seasons.
They went for the reach all the way.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just going light, they went hardcore.
Right.
You know, I don't know how else to explain it, but we went on a little tangent there. But,
right, we did.
But yes, Mr. Sunshine, I'm enjoying it so far, y'all. I will get back to you on the rest of the episodes. Pray for me that I keep watching it. Because I want to. I've started and I'm like, I really, really want to finish this drama.
Right.
But I just hope I can it keeps me interested.
That's how I feel at this point now with dramas in general. Like, I'm less inclined to click play because I'm like, I don't want to start this and then get halfway through and just be like, okay, well, I guess I'll finish it whenever.
Yeah.
I want to be like, even though I'm not week to week with what's wrong with Secretary Kim, I was just like, oh, I need to catch up. Oh, I need to catch up.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the time to sit down and make sure I'm not interrupted to watch it.
Yeah.
That's why Sweet Dreams, I was so surprised I was able to marathon through so many episodes without, being not heavily distracted from the story and wanting to stay invested. So I guess that's it for our little K-drama tangents, I guess. So now we will be on to our K-pop stuff. So our lovely, lovely, lovely co-ed group, KARD, finally had a comeback in how many months? How long has it been? I don't remember. It's been a while.
I think last year, or was it spring? Because they had like a summery vibe to their last comeback.
Right. If they
finally
maybe
had their album come out.
Yeah, maybe it was early spring. It's been months. I know that much.
Yeah, so it hasn't been as long as who will not be named.
We're not going to go there.
Right, but it's been a little while. We've missed them.
Yes, we have. And it's called Ride on the Wind. And I had to actually make sure to keep myself from watching this video because usually when KARD videos come out, I'm just like, ooh, play. And I was like, no, let's wait for the podcast. Let's not watch it. I almost meant to text Ashley to tell her, don't you watch this video.
But I did, and I knew we weren't going to watch this. I didn't watch Sungri's. What else? I think I watched everything else, though.
Yeah.
Because those were, like, the ones that we were like, we got to watch these on the podcast.
Yeah. So here is KARD, Ride on the Wind.
And there's so many reactors that I watched who stuff kept popping up. And I was like, don't watch it.
Right. Same here. Everybody that I usually watch reactor-wise was reacting to this.
They like to get like a beachy vibe, LA or West Coast feel to their music now. We did say we wanted him to sing.
Why BM look like he got extra swole?
He probably did. He was just buff.
Right.
He need to slow down on protein shakes.
Right.
Oh, well, BM usually sings. He has like little parts here and there, so he don't look as buff to me now. He does.
Maybe
look
it's
buff.
his height.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
He got taller. He's still growing.
He's a growing boy. I'm sorry, J-Sep is still Beto. Look at J-Sep up front.
Yeah, I know, right? He's shining this comeback.
Right?
There we go. They also got island feels to their song.
Right.
There go my girl. I didn't see a dance version of this.
Right.
It's like low key. I like it though.
Right. Like it still has an upbeat, but it's
Right.
still chill at the same time. I can see this in a K-drama scene where they're having like the riding scene.
Yeah.
And it does the over zooming lot where they drive off the highway. I watched so many K-dramas.
He's wearing his Balenciagas and all that dirt. If y'all don't know about shoes, just ignore my comment. Okay. I like that. It was low key. I like that.
I wasn't ready for it to be over though. I was like, "Oh, we done?"
Yeah, it could have had more.
Yeah, it was a nice.
It was nice. Yeah.
Yes. Looking forward to whatever stuff they will have coming out as well.
Right. I need to watch some of their not officially watch a video. I need to watch some of their stage
Performances. Right.
Yeah.
So, Holin, I feel like I never
Holin?
I never say her
Remember
name.
when you and Zaria corrected me on my? She's like, "Where do you see such and such letter?" I'm sorry, I don't speak Korean.
It depends on where you find her name because I've seen it spelled two different ways.
Hyolyn?
Yeah. But I think it just depends on fan sites, honestly, because usually when it's promoting her, it's spelled like this. Yeah. But it's called CC or CC, whatever, I don't know.
It's definitely CC.
It's CC, but you know, English words versus other stuff.
What's it called when the two words sound the same, but they're not spelled the same? They have different meanings? Like there, and there.
I feel like I know what it's called, but it's not coming to me.
It's all right. We've been out of school
for a while.
So it's okay for us.
So yeah, she had her solo comeback because you can't really say debut at this point.
No, her other song was debut because she had another song out with that girl who does the choreography in their room. I don't remember her name. But I've always seen like people dance to her songs. Right.
And honestly, I will say this. I've always liked her, but she was never my favorite out of Sistar. So when she had her solo debut, I didn't really pay attention to it. I saw a lot of reaction videos for it, but I didn't personally go watch the video myself.
We watched it on here.
Did we? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. Because I don't remember the video.
Oh. Well, I've watched it. And I've watched this one. I watched CC and I watched a couple of the stage, I think one or two at most the stage performance. It's a nice song. It's a good vibe. It reminds me, the video definitely is going to remind you of like the KARD video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just summer vibes. Kind of chill.
Yeah. So we will see how it is. Like I said, she wasn't my favorite out of Sistar, so I really haven't given her much attention for her solo stuff now. And I feel like
she got the booty meat out a lot these days. And
she's always been like that.
But in this video, you're gonna see a lot of booty meat.
A lot of booty meat.
Yes.
And I feel like
is that a real tattoo right there?
Yeah, she's got tattoos.
I know she got tattoos, but right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. She's very LA with this. That's the vibe I got. Whoa.
And that's what I wanted to wonder, like, if she grew up in the U.S., because her vibe for her own personal music has always been...
Yeah. But you know she tans. I watched a video where Koreans who speak English were reviewing one of her videos. Or was it Sistar? Anyway, they were saying that she tans herself so that she's darker. To be, I guess, against the grain of what the typical
Right, I think she's already...
like.
Yeah, I think she was already slightly on the darker side in general. But I think she probably, does tan.
Because she wants to be darker.
But I think Jessie's like that, too. Jessie tan.
Yeah, but
Jessie's U.S., though.
She's American.
Yeah.
Is that a thong? I only watched this video once, so...
Yeah, it's probably one of them thong bathing suits.
Yeah, definitely. I can't do them. That's butt floss, man.
Right. I mean,
cute
I wear it,
all.
right, but for a swimsuit, no.
I definitely have to do a lot of squats.
And I appreciate it when she was a little bit thicker, too.
Yeah, she got a little skinnier.
Yeah. Because I think that's why initially I got into this there, because she was the more tan one and she was a little thicker. And I was like, okay.
Black girl magic up in this video.
Right?
And she got the ball cut.
Oh, you've got to watch her on a recent episode. Not recent, because this is when Gary was still on Running Man.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a dance competition, and she was Gary's partner. UJ Silk was like, hold up. What y'all doing, man? Like, y'all being real provocative on this TV right now.
What's Gary doing? We haven't heard from him.
Right. You know, his wife, him and his wife had a baby recently. Yeah. I think I heard something about his music
like
lately,
that
but
part.
yeah.
Fanny packs are been making a comeback.
Yeah. Everything from the 90s.
Right, I might have to invest in one. Not that visor, though. I don't like those.
Yeah. The only thing
those Ajima visors? No. It's not my...
The only thing I remember about visors when I was younger is that we used to turn them around. So the visors would be flipped up. I remember those.
That's not coming back. I hope not. That sounds terrible.
That was pretty cool. I don't know if I'll download it though.
Yeah, it's a good vibe though. It
Yeah.
is like on a party mix or something.
Yeah.
Some chill
Yeah.
type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So also we have Triple H, who had their first comeback, I guess you could say it is.
Yeah.
Because when they came out before, it was their debut.
Yeah.
So it's called Retro Future. I actually started the video, but got interrupted, so I never went back to finish it. So I've only watched like 30 seconds of it, so I have no idea what's going on in this. So Ashley said you've watched it already,
I
right?
have. And I've watched a few. I've watched like almost all their stage performances. I really like it.
Ashley likes Triple H.
I do.
So here is Retro Future.
They definitely have a vibe and a persona that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched an interview with
Hannah?
Yeah, sorry, with Hyuna, and she was just like, this is work. And if, you got to remember that people will not always like you all the time.
Right.
Everybody will not always like you all the time, so just do what you like, live your life.
Right. Because I think even with Jessie, her recent comeback, she knew she was going to get backlash for it. But that's Jessie, though. She knows that. She's going to go hard for it. And I think that's why I like Jessie, low-key, and like Hannah, even though I don't necessarily always fall in love with their music, is because they like going against the grain.
Yeah. And that's why I like Triple H, too. I like I didn't always like her, Hyuna, but I do.
Me
like
neither.
her.
Yeah.
She's definitely grown on me the past couple
Years.
Yeah. Definitely.
Me too.
He has an amazing voice. They even like sub the ad libs.
Right.
Funny to me. Like the sounds, they're not words. There's just sounds.
Sounds right. Okay.
Right?
Oh hell no! Not no frog called no, and then my eye.
Say yeah. It's like a golden dump.
Right. You wouldn't close the blind, but the homeboy in the tub behind you.
They not even paying attention. He probably so used to them. I could take a dump right here. It didn't matter. I forget his name. D something. I'm gonna remember their names because if I like them this much, I gotta remember their names.
Right.
I'm just not into Pentagon like that.
Right. Me neither. Honestly, if anytime I'm gonna pay attention to Pentagon now, I'm gonna still notice them out it. Because when we watched their last video,
Right.
they stood out to me because I knew they're from Triple H.
Right. See that? I can't do it. Let me not. Even that high
Right?
note. He's a dark horse, man.
I love that we're getting more co-ed groups like this, and they're not doing the typical vibes either.
Yeah. Boring because they're trying to appeal to both
the masses instead of just trying to be themselves.
Right.
And I watched a clip of Whitney Houston's, is it her grandmother? I can't remember exactly how she's related to Whitney Houston. She made a video saying that today's music, she's saying she's not negating from today's artist talent or anything like that, but she's saying that you can listen to the radio for about 10 to 15 minutes and hear some songs, have a rest period for about 30 minutes, and tell me if you can't name every single artist that you heard in those 15 minutes directly without making a mistake. But in the past, you can know that's Patti LaBelle's voice, that's Gladys Knight's voice, and the stuff like that. And I was like, that is so true. Regardless of what music industry you're into, I feel like that's how it is. Everybody kind of such a mass sound that when you do listen to the radio, you're not hearing the differences to be like, oh, okay, I know this is this group, or I know this is that group, or this artist, or that artist, or such.
Right.
So I like that when Triple H does stuff like this, it's like, okay, Triple H is probably going to more have a, even though it's called Retro Future, but a little bit of a retro vibe type to their music. Because even their last song I felt kind of had that vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
KARD is going to have a little bit of an island vibe and stuff like that. So I like when you go to artists, and they can still switch it up, yes, but you know the type of vibe that they're going to come from, and you know the type of music that they're going to hear from.
It's unique to them.
Right. But it's not so easy to do that with other artists.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was nice. It's actually better than I thought it was gonna be. Not that I have anything against Triple H, but the last song was nice, but it didn't catch me enough for me to remember to be like, oh, let me go download it.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit catchy, and I could feel myself probably singing this, catching myself singing Retro Future later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice touch. I'm now on to our lovely McNay from Big Bang, who's getting ready to leave us after all of this too. He had his solo comeback, since last year or the year before?
He had that one song, didn't he?
Oh, right. No, but
and that was before the Big Bang Made.
Right. Yeah. So he hasn't had a solo comeback since before Made.
Yeah.
So it's been 2-3 years almost, maybe now.
Yeah. He's a businessman.
He is. But he had 2 videos, 1, 2, 3, and then he had a song, Where You From? I think it's called, with Minnow. Yeah. And we're gonna watch both. So first we're gonna start off with 1, 2, 3. The great Sungri. And you know what's funny? Like, I need to give Songri credit. A lot of times I don't pay attention to his solo stuff, but every time his solo stuff come through my shuffle, I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot Songri got this vibe.
Right. What is that? That was funny. That was so random.
This is what I expect from Songri, though.
Does that have subtitles? No.
You know YG don't be doing that.
You need to chill out with that.
They're putting subs on stuff.
Come on now. You should have been doing that. That feels like
Right,
behind the times.
Especially as much as you appeal to international fans. Because I feel like YG is one of the few labels that try to appeal a lot more to international fans than other labels.
Yeah.
Even just in other Asian countries in general.
Grease.
Right?
Check the lyrics. Like in a 464. Oh, it's Diesel. Jesus, I'm about to say.
Right.
Who paying that?
Even that was Diesel, like, I must walk.
Got a bike.
Hey.
Fabulous.
Right.
I wonder if they did this all in one cut. It looks like one of those videos.
Probably. And what I love about Songri even more now is now that all the other Big Bang members are away, not that they didn't do this, but Songri was always been this type of member anyway. He's being like the best big brother to Blackpink.
Yeah, I know. He has. I think that's what they need.
Right, they need
so they're not intimidated by the people that came out before them in their label. I forget what they're called. When they're
they're sunbaes.
Yeah, where they're not intimidated. They're intimidated, but like they're in awe. Not just fans. It's like we're in the same label. We're gonna see each other. You know what I mean? We might be able to work together, or we might work together.
Right.
So it'd be easy for me to come to you to ask for advice.
Right.
This type of thing.
Songri look like he's so awesome to party with. I was low-key hoping for a top appearance just there. for a split second. For a split second.
There's a lot of pictures of him taking out trash. I don't know where he's
really?
working. Yeah, I don't know where he's working in the military, but he's taking out trash to the curb a lot.
Yeah, I think he's like the public service, so he does like the state type things, like duties like that.
But I saw a lot of articles saying that the Korean government is in talks of cutting down the military time.
Right, they said over the next few years, by 2020, they'll try to reduce mandatory military service, I think, by 3 months.
Yeah.
So instead of the 21 months, they'll do it for 18.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
because they're officially out of, I guess, the war.
Right, especially with the whole North Korea and stuff like that. So I think that's another reason what's leading them to doing less time of it. I don't know if they'll eventually completely demolish mandatory military service because it's something that's kind of part of their culture for so long.
Look like it was one take.
Right.
So he's got to get his jacket softened on and right. Everybody's got to be in place.
Somebody wasn't playing. It's like, I'm gonna go out with a bang before I leave.
You're right. When does he have to leave? Do you know?
I mean, he has time. He hasn't been like had an official notice. He's just saying he's enlisting.
Oh, okay.
So, cause like him and Daesung didn't have to. They just
I know Daesung didn't have to go yet, but I guess he's probably trying to get it over and done with,
right,
before he hits that mark where something might come up, and then he has to
go, right. So, and I think because he said it, all his hungs are gone, so he might as well just go ahead and get it instead of for them to all come back and then he's going,
right.
So. And then Where Are You From featuring Minnow, who has been wearing a little bit of Inner Circle fandom lately because he's had a herniated disc. Mm-hmm. And so him and Winner performed recently at a water-themed event in Korea, and he wore a neck brace, so fans were a little worried. YG's already...
He wore a neck brace before, because
right.
he hurt himself before.
Right, and they said it's the same injury. It relapsed. Oh. So he's got to get himself healed from that. So YG's kind of said... and showing text messages of him telling Minnow, you need to take a rest. This is what you need to do. Because I think YG has the same herniated disc, so he's been dealing with the same issue. So he's kind of giving Minnow tips on how to better take care of himself so that he's not out.
Right, because he's a big person. He's a big time in YG.
Right.
Not to say that all the artists aren't, which they should
right.
be. But Minnow
does quite a bit. He does solo stuff, writing, variety shows. So it's kind of, he's one of the members in Winter that kind of does everything. Granted, they all kind of do at this point, but he's one of the main.
He's a big hitter.
Right. He's the main one that's been doing a little bit more variety than the others. So it's Where Are You From? Oh my goodness. I cannot with song read.
He's about to be like, since he's about to be just like
Psy.
Yes, he's replacing Psy since Psy left. YG. Them boots are shiny he got on.
Go ahead, sir.
Sleeping.
Blackpink. Go ahead, so you know you look good.
I wonder what his hat says.
A.
He's so is taking like a side.
A.
Oh my god.
Oh, so great.
Uh-oh,
Minnow.
They was like, no, GD's still in military.
Right.
Yo.
He's repping all of YG in this one video.
You gonna be doing this in the club?
Right.
It got him in his face. Like that, he says that Mandarin.
I want to go to a party he DJs at.
I forgot he does DJ. Wow.
Hey.
Whatever.
Go ahead,
that white boy had to step back. Whoa.
Right.
He finna go off. Panda. That was fun.
That was oh, that was good. Oh, I love Sungri. Oh.
He's not gone yet.
I know. But it's like I'm already like from when we got the last song of May Before Flower Road, I was just like I was already feeling it.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that was nice. That was really enjoyable.
It was. And I love how he did that because he's like, this is my last comeback before I leave. I'm going to show, represent YG and all my peoples in this one video. Love it. Because he had G-Dragon, Blackpink, Minnow was in it from Winter. He had the YG thing. Because he's the CEO of one of the subsidiaries of YG.
Yeah.
So the girl that was in the first video, she signed with that.
Oh.
I think right before.
What is she? What is she doing?
I think she's a model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. I think her name is Anda or Andy or something like that. So, yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, Sunri is being a legit businessman before he go off to the military leave. So
he's setting everything in place for when he comes back.
Right? And that's another thing why I love YG artists, because YG doesn't, even though we have issues with YG on releasing their music,
right,
he doesn't hinder them on doing other stuff. So a lot of them, if they ever stop doing music, they still gonna get money. So yeah, I think we will end this podcast here, guys, because we've talked about K-dramas, music. Yeah. We still will plan to do the reviews for our old K-dramas that we each need to watch. We will pick them probably in the next couple of weeks and then let you guys know in the next podcast which dramas we will be doing. And we probably won't do a week-to-week review. We'll probably do a beginning, a middle, and an end review for them. Yeah. And then also in the next coming months, we will have Soji Sub's drama coming out. They released... they showed a picture of like a teaser image of what
I haven't seen anything.
Right.
The only information I know is from you.
Right. So, and I didn't even pay attention to the article because I was like, I don't want to get too hyped about nothing, because I remember the last time I got so hyped for, not that it disappointed, but it was just the stress of waiting so long for it. Because was it Master Son? I found out about that probably a good 6 months before it aired. Yeah. I was pressed the entire 6 months because every time information came out, I was just like, what? When is it going to start? So I'm trying to keep myself as back a little bit from this one as much, but it's, I think, September. So we got like a month and a half or so before it airs, and we will be try our best to do a weekly review of that one. So guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, please go leave comment suggestions down below,
like and subscribe.
Me and Ashley's MDLs and Tumblr links are always in the description of every video. So until next time, guys,
see ya.
Bye.
아쉬울 것도 없어 진짜 할 만큼 했어 난 어차피 너 따위 있으나 없으나 똑같아 매번 약속은 번복